Hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. One more time. I said one more time. I just love that. Once upon a time, there was a handsome virgin who dreamed of seeing a royal wedding. When Harry met Meghan, everything changed. He became a squatty to defend the Sussexes with love and laughter abound. All his wisdom came yes, 17,000 subscribers. I just love a happy ending, don't you? Oh man, I love that. I love that. With love and laughter abound. Now, the part about the virginity, I don't know if there's anything that can help that, but oh yeah. Oh, sure, church. Nelly, absolutely. Yeah, let's end this before it starts, right? I need me some of that troll spray. Let's go back 2 weeks, shall we? Yeah, let's go back 2 weeks, just in case they've gotten clever. There we go. So if you've subscribed less than 2 weeks ago, you won't be able to bother us because I am putting on the troll spray, the troll inhibitor. So subscribers less than 2 weeks won't be able to comment, even if you're not a troll. I was going to say a scroll. Oh man. Okay, so there we go. Let me see. Is sound on? I hope so. Let me see. Can you all hear? Yeah, I think you all can hear me. Is it loud enough though? That's the question. Let me check. Let me check and make sure it is loud enough. Okay. Check one, two, three. That is the UBS. Yes, I think we're good. I think we're good. All right. So, hello, one and all. I hope you guys are having a great weekend so far. Let me see. Let me grab that. Anyway, happy Saturday. And I guess Lydia's not here. Did I just see that somewhere? Is she a proud new great aunt? Is that what I heard yesterday? Let me see. Oh, oh, Patty, the no, not Patty. Who said that? Oh, let me see here. Let me take this away. So yesterday, these mainstream media kills me. NBC, the Today Show, they did not mention nothing about Harry in Africa the minute William came out. So you're going to be in New York. So you're going to be in New York City. They report on it. Um, I didn't see that one. I thought I saw something about Harry in Africa, but maybe this was a different report. Um, well, let me tell you guys my theory about that. I have a theory, and that theory is right now they are using the Queen's age and illness, whatever it is going on with her, even if it's just old age and she's, slowed down and everything, the same way you guys remember how they used the royal wedding of Kate and William, or William and Kate? Remember how they used that as leverage years ago so that they wouldn't talk about that other stuff? Well, what do you guys bet they're using some of that same leverage today to make sure that if the networks want access to, you know, the UK, to the official events, shall we say, when the Queen makes her transition, if they want access, then you better help us promote one of the dullest, lackluster people in the world, and that, of course, is William the Magnificent. I think that, and that's just my theory, that's just my opinion, but I think that they probably using that as leverage. You want to be in on the, you know, farewell ceremony? Talk about this. If you want to be in on the inauguration of whichever one comes first, y'all best talk about this. We need you to help promote this, that, and the other. So, um, that's what I think. I think they're using a little leverage. And of course, any major network here in the US, well, it's going to be a big news whenever, that happens. And they want to have access, right? Right. So I'm just guessing. I'm just guessing that that is what they're using to get their way. Is the idea that if you all want to have in on the big story, then y'all best, help us spread this dull news before. Anyway, there are no leaks in Montecito, so um, that's what's important, is that there are no leaks in Montecito. And say no to colonization. Yes, say no to colonization. Okay, let me see here. Joan Garcia says that today's show had a different segment focusing on Harry more, but trying to assume that Harry and Will not won't be close anymore. Joan Garcia, that's right. I believe that's the one that I've seen where it seemed to, they were trying to string the two stories together and create this false equivalency, which is so irritating to a squatty, of course. But they keep trying to um, make a story out of the two brothers not having any type of relation with each other right now that we know of, and is aggravating because we don't want to hear about that other guy in any context when you're talking about the Sussexes. It's just not necessary. But the only way, remember I said, the only way that they can lift him up is to try to play him off of the Duke of Sussex or the Duchess of Sussex. Hello, Lex. Happy Saturday to you. I think that is a waste. We U.S. are not a Commonwealth country, and most Americans don't know or care about the royal family. We only care about Diana, and now only care about Meghan and Harry. Exactly. But there's some big donors over here. And of course, William wants in on some of that American cash. Anyway, I'm so rude. I didn't say hi to anyone. Ray Raquel and Adrian Burrow and Daniel. I'm sorry. Um, what am I saying? Gwendolyn Daniels, Orlando Morris. I didn't say hello. It's evening for you. Verta Sanchez, Church Nelly, Connie Balmer. Hello, Connie. Who else? Dari Wiley, Elena, and who else? Francilia Mosley. Hello to you. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Let me see. Vanessa Jones. Okay. Who else? Fancy. Rochelle Baldro. Faith Manzini. Okay. Anyway, before I miss out on that one, let me go ahead and say thank you so much, Rose Theodat, for the super sticker. Happy Saturday to you, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Okay, Kids Endor, hello. When QE2 transitions, the monarchy, in my mind, will come down. No one wants to deal with those tax robbing individuals. Yeah, that will be their last big hurrah is the farewell ceremony and of course the coronation when that comes. I think that is just enough leverage to use against the networks. And who knows, maybe the networks are assuming that something is going to happen sooner rather than later. So, hello, Betty. B10 Pal, hello. Faith, Hope, Love. Uh, Des Maps, hello. Okay, so yeah, that's just my theory is that they are using that as leverage and maybe other things because there's not likely to be a royal wedding, and I mean a big, fat royal wedding for at least, oh, I'm going to say at least 15 years, perhaps 15 years. That will be the next big wedding because if there's another wedding for, let's say, any of the other senior royals, am I being shady when I say that? If there is another big wedding for another senior royal, like for instance, let's say if this guy gets married again, or if that old rubbery mouth, slide talking Charlie gets married again, if that should happen again, if there is another wedding for them, it will likely be some civil ceremony that won't be at all interesting. So, yeah, other than that, there's not going to be another big wedding for anywhere from 10 to 15 years, maybe even longer. Who knows? Maybe even longer. So, yeah, well, we won't see anything for some time. So the only thing that they have to offer is a big dramatic funeral, followed by a coronation, which would probably happen a year after, a year and some months later. So I don't think I'm being morbid. I'm just doing the same thing that they would do themselves, especially the men in gray suits. You have to plan for London Bridge and all the other stuff. So let me see. Let me see. Yeah, but that won't be a big wedding. Unless they have some kind of well, let me see. They have ginger reveal. Sorry, not ginger, but gender reveal parties. Do they have a gender ambiguity party? In case there's some eccentric member of the family that is known to sport a very bespoke maxi military coat, complete with stirrup pants and just enough muscular thigh exposed with a red lining to draw the eye toward the physical prowess of said royal. I don't know. Oh man. Let me see. I agree with you, Baron. I would not be surprised if they did a funeral and coronation in the same week. No, they couldn't do that. I believe that a respectful period of mourning would be at least a year. There would be no rush. Essentially, Charles will be king whenever the queen makes her transition. And if for some reason they have plotted enough to get Charles to relinquish his chokehold on the throne, Charles would probably stay for a period of time, and then in the unlikelihood that he should pass it over to his son, Charles will still be king. As long as Charles is alive, he will be king. That is it. Even if he is unwell, he will still be king. That is something that is established upon the last breath of the reigning monarch. That he says, thank you guys for your condolences for my friend who passed away yesterday. You guys are the best. You are better than some family. Betty, I'm so sorry you lost someone yesterday. I did not see that as I don't see everything that's in the chats, but yes, condolences for sure. And well, I'm glad we could be here for you. Let me see. The funeral will be nothing like Diana's. Well, actually, a state funeral is a state funeral, and it will be very big because of the Queen's, longevity and all the world leaders and stuff like that that will obviously visit. So it will be a very big occasion, and no matter how much it costs, I think that wouldn't even come into question whether or not there is money to pay for it, because there will be money to pay for it. But it will be a big state occasion, and the older generation will pour into the streets in solidarity for the royal family and such. And then, of course, that will be very, very short lived. It will be the last time that people, I believe, will support the family as much. And then it's going to dissipate quickly, and people will, get used to Charles. But you can't really look at him as this like head of a church or some type of benevolent figure, because he has such well, it'll be up to the tabloids to try to make it into something more than what we see. Good luck with that, because I promise you, they don't have a lot to work with. And this is even worse. They're going to put a crown on top of her head, making her the consort. They are going to crown him, right? And I don't think people are going to feel that much better about it if they were crowned. Oh, yeah, they will look the part and all that kind of stuff, but who knows if that's going to happen in another 10, 20 years? Maybe. Charles' hands are some indication to some people that he may not be long for this world. But if you guys watch the princess documentary, then he's been having those big puffy I can slap you across the street hands since the 80s. So I don't know that means anything. Okay. So hello, Jocelyn Young. Hello. Let me see. Hello, Baron. Glad to be back. I was away for a short while. Respect to all squatties. Well, thank you so much for that. And thank you for the super chat. And thank you for spending your Saturday with us and watching Royal Sussex. I really, really appreciate it. And I hope your travel was productive and safe. Okay. Well, that is if you traveled. I mean, you may have taken some time away from other reasons, but thank you for being here. Kathy Gabby says, "Hey, Baron, they will need time to prep to see if Camilla in her queen con." Oh man. Well, um, when it comes to her glam squad, there are, Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus closed down some time ago. Oh, I'm just being really nasty. And so I'm sure that there will be someone from the old circus that can help her glam up so that she will be ready for the greatest show on earth. I mean, she already looks like she's part of the greatest show on earth. Okay, let me get my slides up here because I'm being silly at this point. 25 years ago today, which of course was yesterday, 1995. I'm sorry, not 25. I'm sorry, you guys. I meant to change that to 27. 27 years ago, Princess Diana and Prince Harry at the VJ Day commemoration. I love the photo of Harry with his feet sticking out of his shoes. I think that is really cool. And it's not like he's being rebellious or rebellious or anything like that. He's just chilling out with his mom. Um, and of course, this is like one of those last times that well, let me see, 1995. Well, no, she about what was it, another 1997? Yeah, so this was a year before she, you know, died in Paris. So yeah, that these are very, very special for that reason. Plus, I love that outfit. I think it's really cool. One of my favorites for Princess Diana. Let me see here. Now I can fix that really, really fast at 25. Yeah, I can fix that really fast. But yeah, take a look at those. Love, love, love the connection between the two of them. You can definitely see those spinster jeans have worked out well for Harry. Okay, so I can do that. Aha. All right. All right. I love when things work out. Let me see. Going once, going twice. Let's see how fast I fix that. Let's see if I put the right. Oh, there we go. 27 years. Okay. That was an easy fix. All right. Let me look at a couple of your comments here. Okay. Laverne Shower says, hello to all squatties, fancy, Rosa Roberts, etc. Thank you for being here. Okay. It's funny, I'm wondering why when Charles and Diana got married, Camilla was in the same section as the royal family. That was interesting to me for her to have a seat that close. I haven't actually gone back and looked at that ceremony in years. And as I've said so many times, I actually still have a copy on VHS, and I haven't seen it for quite some time. But you know, if I can dig that thing out, I definitely would love to go back and take another look at it because it would be really cool just to see if I could see that gnarly face pop up in the crowd. Yep. Let me see here. Okay, let me go look at any other comments. Let me see. Interesting point. Oh, that was for someone else. All right. I don't see anything else from me. Oh, let me see. I don't think so, Baron. With the exposure, some may turn their backs on Elizabeth. Well, I won't rule it out. I won't rule it out. I promise you, I won't rule it out. Um, I think that it's gonna be a big outpour of emotion just because they're gonna build up the hype of this is the last of the last. You know what I mean? This is the last of the last. This is someone who was raised by an Edwardian you know, father and mother. So yeah, they're going to be the last of the last. So I think that there's going to now. I'm not saying that there are going to be overwhelming amounts of people, beside themselves. I don't expect to hear the crying and wailing that took place when Diana died, but it is going to be the whole idea that you won't see anything else like it for quite some time, maybe 20 years, you know what I mean? So there hasn't been a state funeral of a sovereign since the 1950s. And so there's very few people who has any memory of it. So you're going to see a lot of people there for the sake of curiosity, not in deep mourning, I suspect, but for the sake of curiosity. And then, of course, there's going to be the other reason why so many people are going to want to participate in whatever ceremony, or to watch the ceremony on the street or the procession, because there's going to be the big fuss about, will they come? Won't they come? Will she come or won't she come? What is she wearing? Are they going to seat next to the Cambridges? That is going to be, and um, you know, I believe that the Sussexes will. Well, I mean, they're going to be front and center. Let's just face it; they will be front and center wherever they are seated. Is front and center. Wherever they are seated is the most important space in the room in Westminster Abbey. So, got all that to consider. Let me see here. You think Gangsta Gangan ever tires of everyone, family included, speculate nonstop of her actual checkout time? No, Diane Hawkins, I don't think so. I don't think so, because at this point she's going for the Guinness Book of Records, right? At this point, there has been so much preparation for her demise that I think is a conversation that they have is passing this on and all that kind of stuff. So I think that it's just a conversation that they've been having for quite some time. And the plan has been there probably since she turned 80, right? And yeah, I don't suspect that there's any reason why this is not something that is spoken about daily, that preparations don't take place daily. They train those horses constantly so that they can be comfortable, that they will be comfortable in crowds, not just for weddings, but for funerals too. So, yeah, I think that they are constantly preparing, and there's this long vigil waiting to see when people will get a chance to get their mourning clothes out so that they can say they were there. So, yeah, I have no doubt that this is going to be the last big thing that a lot of us on Royal Sussex today, we may not see any other big royal event again in our lifetime. Some of us won't be here to see that. We just won't. That's just the truth, and some of us will. And for those of us that won't, we this is the only time that we'll see anything like that from that country in our lives. It's not like the old days where, every 20, 30 years something might happen. The women just tend to live on and on. So um, there's never going to be anything else like this. So I'm not trying to boost up their ratings, but it's just the truth. There's never going to be anything like it. Joseph Berno says, I'm sure the London bookies have taken a million bets on Drive by Betty's checkout time. Yeah, they're notorious for that. Babies' names and so on. Um, they're probably even trying to bet on who's going to entertain at Louis' bar mitzvah. Uh, okay, let me see. Okay, let me see here. Love your comment. Almost fall down my chair. Beautiful. Thank you for making me laugh. You're welcome, Karen. Lovely. I'm glad you're here. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. Okay. With the Queen's blessing, the Sussexes will continue to maintain their private patronages and associations while they can no longer formally represent the Queen. So I saw that on Twitter, and you know what we've been doing is for the past couple weeks, actually even longer than that, the Sussex squad has been reminding ourselves and the Derangers exactly what the arrangements are for the Sussexes, exactly how popular they are, how many people they know. And for me, it's kind of degrading to have to do that. But At the same time, I don't mind doing it because anything to make the derangeds look stupid is a worthy cause as far as I'm concerned. So, but that is the case. And may I take it even further? I didn't have time to look for it today, or should I say, I didn't take the time either. But the Sussexes are still HRH, His and Her Royal Highness. I'm going to just say that again for those who are not aware. They are still HRH. They haven't had their HRH removed like Princess Diana did. That did not happen. However, um, they cannot use their titles for the purposes of commerce. So it is perfectly fine for anyone to address them as HRH, to put into print HRH, to raise a banner or whatever HRH. But if it's for the purposes of commerce, then it's not okay. So they can't have like a commercial and introduce the Sussexes as HRH. That's not allowed. So long as it's not for commerce, that is the one thing I still remember from the you know the exit from the UK when they decided to leave Narnia. That is the one that I remember. Hello, cookies and cream. Okay. And then there's this best departing flights. Again, thank you, Twitter, because it was, is it miscellany? Anyway, they contributed this today. Being able to filter for low emission flights. The emission data being listed under each flight is a direct result of Prince Harry and his sustainable travel company, Travelers. He has literally changed how people can buy and search flights. That is true. Impactful environmentalism. Yes, that is exactly what Travelers is all about, sustainability. It doesn't make any sense for, let's say, a family of five to fly a plane to 123 miles to an airport just so that that family of five will have the opportunity of boarding the flight in front of cameras so that they can demonstrate to people that they are into the environment and trying to save the world. So instead of that family foregoing their typical private helicopters to the private jets and the fleet of Range Rovers, they decided for the sake of the cameras that they would actually grab their backpacks, because they do that all the time, and that they would, go off like any typical British family on holiday, like most British families take a holiday um, 3, 4, 5 times a year. But that's what they did. And yeah, anyway, so Travelers is nothing like that clever ruse that they pull that they pulled on humanity. I am speaking of the Cambridges, by the way, just in case you didn't pick up what I was putting down. I am speaking of the Cambridges with that little BS they pulled that time. So, oh man. Okay, let's get back to that. Let me get rid of them. And this makes me really proud. I mean, look at Harry doing the business there. You see there? Sitting there on a panel talking about sustainable. This is going to be something that is going to have an impact on so many people in the future. As a matter of fact, I don't remember which channel was I watching. Was it Pedal? Was it Pedal that was talking about the electric car? Oh, yes, it was Pedal because she said, "Oh, I'm not a car person." Well, yeah, they electrified an existing vintage roadster. So instead of having the carbon emissions from the internal combustion engine, instead this car used it was retrofitted with an electric engine, which is an opportunity to make money in the future. So Harry driving that car brought a lot of attention to the fact that here he is, the Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, riding in this very sustainable car. Not to be outdone, this person decided, oh, let's have a what is it called? The earth flop. Let's have an earth flop, and I will show up in an electric car just to save face. It took him a couple of years to do it, but he finally was able to show up in an electric car just like his brother. But Harry did it first. It's so many things that's going to happen these days, and we'll always have the chance to say to the haters, but Harry did it first. When Charles becomes king, will there be new men in gray suits, or do the ones who worked for Betty retain their position? Well, I think Charles may clean house. He may, you know what? He may have direct relations with some of those men in gray, if not all of them, because I don't think the Queen is making most decisions these days. I think she's signing what needs signatures, but I don't think that she's actually, deciding things. So, as I've been saying for a while, Charles has been king, or should I say, regent in all but name. He's been a regent, which means he would do the work of the sovereign, but in the sovereign's name. The queen refuses to step back or to step down or to step aside. So Charles has been doing the work. Um, the essence of Camilla Somerset. I don't know where they extracted those chemicals, whether it was from a hoof or or maybe some type of scrapings of I don't know. Let me see. What could they have that is plentiful that can be scraped and turned into some type of elixir? Well, there's a lot. Maybe clippings of that Farrah Fawcett hair from the 19. I don't know. Maybe they shaved, clipped, and ground up something and put it in. Oh man. Don't get me started, Diane Hawkins. Don't get me started. But yeah, maybe they shaved or scraped or clipped something and ground it up. What do they call that? A miter? Maybe ground it up inside of that and maybe added a little oil or something to it and then strained it and something. I don't know. I mean, when you change a horseshoe, don't they carve out a bunch of the stuff? Maybe that's what they used. I don't know. But it was something from High Grove. There was something just laying around High Grove, some inanimate object, something that goes back to the Jurassic period that they could scrape and diffuse and oh man. I am kidding, of course, I am kidding, but it must be something there. It must be something. Um, something you can like dig behind his ear and smear it into a petri dish and I don't know, grow and disseminate some. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm done with that. Now I'm starting to get grossed out. Oh man. Okay, changing gears. Here's my new favorite photo is the one on the left side. Now, of course, these are from months ago. Was it months ago? Maybe not that long ago, right? But look at there. That's the Democrat Party, of course. So some of the critics are nitpicking and they're saying, oh, the price of gasoline is not as low as it was a year ago. So what? It's not as high as it was a month ago. So what? Anyway, that is my new favorite photo there. Is the one on the left. And then when I was going through my archives, I realized I had those two photos on the right. So I know you cannot unsee or hear it, right? Oh, okay. But yeah, so these are my that's my new favorite photo. I love that one. Look at Kamala. And oh, Uncle Joe. Uncle Joe said that there would be help on the way, and he was right. So, um, anyway, just wanted to share that with you. Got a few miscellaneous things to share today. And then we'll do some roundup stuff. Check it out. Big thanks to Prince Harry and family for treating our staff to the Scream truck. Don't worry, you guys. This is not another one of my food truck videos, but the Scream truck. Now, the Scream truck, we appreciate your generosity. We love you, Prince Harry. So, I was trying to find more information, but I think Harry is the dog there on the right side. That is Prince Harry, who I think is a mixed breed dog. Happy fifth birthday, Prince Harry. It's a royal affair. Happy fifth birthday, Prince Harry. Morris Animal Inn. Well, apparently there is a animal shelter, not shelter, but I guess an animal hospital. And anyway, it's a spa, is a kennel, is all those things. Um, which always which always begs the question, how much is that Duchess in the window? Oh man. No, but seriously though. Um uh, I didn't say it. I didn't say it. I highlighted it, but I didn't say it. But anyway, so apparently, I guess Prince Harry must have treated them to an ice cream truck at the Morris Animal Inn. So there you have it. How lucky they are. And this, yeah, this just happened. So let me see. Baron, there is no scenario in my mind where QE2 steps down. Charles will be 90 before that happens. Well, I if you guys look up Grace Jones, Grace Jones was a British woman who lived to the ripe old age. I want to say it was 116. 116. I think it was 116, or was it 106? No, I think it was 116. But her name was Grace Jones. So take that a look at that. And it for some people it will be reassuring, and other people may find that information quite depressing. But her name was Grace Jones, and she lived to a ripe old age. Matter of fact, I'm going to look that up myself right now.
Showing
Uh,
pictures that match.
oh, shut up, Siri. Okay, let me see. Grace Jones, 116 years old, I think. Yes, British oldest person has died. Oh, I'm sorry, 112. She died at the age of 112 at her home in Worcester last August, which let me see. That was in 2019, so that was before the pandemic. But yeah, she was 112 years old. So if you consider that this woman of average means, or maybe above average means, but certainly not a Windsor, this woman lived to be 112. Okay? Her daughter, Deirdre McCarthy, said her mother, nicknamed Amazing Grace, will fit and was fit and active until she died. She was recently interviewed on BBC Points West about World War One. Her death at home on Friday was confirmed by her daughter. Let me see. Her daughter was 81 years old. So I think she's what, 83, 84, 83, 84 now. I never dreamt when I was a little girl that my mother would be the talking point of the whole country, that is. But yeah, so take a look. Her name is Grace Jones, and she lived to be 112. So for those naysayers who want to say what may or may not happen, okay, so if the Queen is 96 now, 106, so 112. So what's that, another 14, 16 years? Another 14? Or wait, anyway, that's a long time. So Charles would be 85. If she lived that long, Charles would be like 85, 87 years old before he becomes king. Ooh, could you imagine? Could you imagine? And what if they just, if for whatever reason, that the queen just lingered all that time, not to be morbid, but you know what I'm saying? I hope she lives to 112 just to keep the rest of them cannibalizing each other. Oh man. Oh man. Whew, yikes. Okay, so anyway, that's a little factoid for you guys. Um, I keep trying to tell you all, I'm not just a pretty face. I be finding out some stuff now. I'm not just, well, okay, a little pretty, a little beautiful, but not so beautiful that I don't, you know what I'm saying? Uh, Oh, thank you for the update. Just past the gas station here in New Orleans, the gas was $3.36 a gallon. Wow, thank you. Sonia Diana, look at that beautiful face. I'm looking at your profile picture. Oh, just beautiful. I mean, just like I'm looking at a piece of fine Godiva chocolate. Anyway, thank you so much for sharing that information. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Okay, you guys, let's change gears again. Finland's Prime Minister Sanna Marin, I hope I'm saying it right. Finland's Prime Minister takes a drug test after criticism over partying. Oh, this 36-year-old girl was turning it up. You all hear me? I can't share the video with you, but she was like, whoo, whoo. She was turning it up. She was turning it up like she was at a Royal Sussex party or something like that. I mean, she threw her hands up in the air and partied like she just didn't care. And she was roundly criticized by the old guard and opposition who thought that her being seen, you know, having fun, acting her age, if you will, they thought that that was tacky. And so, just to um, squash any criticism, even though it wasn't mandated, but she decided to take a drug test just so that the haters would have nothing to hold over her head. I mean, they were saying that they wanted her to take a drug test, and she voluntarily took one. And so I think the results comes back in a week or something like that. But she's not afraid. Now, this is the prime minister who has, been in power to oversee Finland's transition from an independent military to joining NATO in the wake of everything with the war in Ukraine. So she's doing her thing, and they were trying to hold that against her, but she just she said put up or shut up. And so even though she didn't have to do it, she decided that she would just for the sake of keeping the peace or whatever, I'll just go ahead and take the drug test. I will volunteer to do it and show you I have nothing to hide. Now, if somebody had did that to me, you know what I would say?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, if that was me, I would have to tell them.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
But I'm not the I'm not the prime minister of Finland, so I don't get the chance to say,
Ain't nobody got time for that.
right? That's not my call. But I tell you what, if they tried to force me, if they tried to force me, you know what I would do?
Police! 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 Help! Police! Help! Police! Help! Help! Police! Help!
Now that would have been my response, but I'm not the prime minister of Finland. But pretty girl though, right? Pretty girl. 36 years old. Good for her. Go out and have some fun. I mean, look at her. She was getting her party on. She was getting her party on. I mean, she's 36 years old. What is she supposed to do? Okay, you guys. American Airlines flight employed an all black female crew to, I'm sorry, employed an all female. Okay, let me do that again. An American airline flight employed an all black female crew to celebrate a 100th anniversary of Bessie Coleman. Bessie Coleman, as you know, was the first woman to receive an international pilot's license. As a matter of fact, she was the first woman licensed as a pilot. 2 years ahead of Amelia Earhart, there was Bessie Coleman. Bessie Coleman, she actually was a Chicagoan. She was a little bored with the idea of being a manicurist, so she was born in what was it, 1892, January 26, 1892. Was an early civil aviator. She was the first African American woman and the first Native American, well, you know, first woman that was born in the United States to hold a pilot's license. She earned her license from the Fédération Aéronautique Internationale. Yes, how about that, Charlotte? Fédération Aéronautique Internationale on June the 15th, 1921, and was the first black person to earn an international pilot's license. Born to a family of sharecroppers in Texas, Coleman worked in the cotton fields at a young age, and while also studying in a small segregated school, she attended one term of college at Langston University. Coleman developed an early interest in flying, but African American Native, I guess she was part Native American, and a woman had no flight training opportunities in the United States. So she saved and obtained a sponsorship to go to France. She went to France for flight school. She then became a high profile pilot in notoriously dangerous air shows in the United States. She was popularly known as Queen Bess and Brave Bessie, and hoped to start a school for African American flyers. Coleman died in a plane crash in 1926. Her pioneering role was an inspiration to early pilots and to the African American and Native American communities. Let me see. When she was in Chicago back in 1915 at the age of 23, Coleman moved to Chicago where she lived with her brother. In Chicago, she worked as a manicurist at the White Sox barber shop. There, she heard stories of flying during wartime that is, from pilots returning from World War One. She took a second job as a restaurant manager of a chili parlor to save money in hopes of becoming a pilot. American flight schools of the time um, admitted neither women nor black people. So Robert S. Abbott, founder of the founding publisher, of the Chicago Defender newspaper encouraged her to study abroad. Abbott publicized Coleman's quest in his newspaper, and she received financial sponsorship from banker Jesse Binga and the Defender. Okay, and so she took off to France, took French language class at the Berlitz Language School in Chicago, which I think is still there, and then traveled to Paris on November 20th, 1920, so she could earn her pilot's license. She learned to fly in Newport, that is Nieu Port, 564 biplane. That is the plane that she flew was the Newport biplane with the steering system that consisted of vertical stick and thickness of the thickness of a baseball bat, and the front pilot rudder bar under the pilot's feet. Wow, that could not have been easy. So that is Bessie Coleman. And I'll show you a few more photos of her. Let me see. Queen Bessie Coleman. There you can see her pilot's license right there. There she's working with a wireless radio. Okay, and that is the actual license that was used by Bessie Coleman. She was all but forgotten by history, but oh yeah, Reva says Bessie Coleman was a badass, but as usual, um, the white schools made sure she was not. Is that what is WS? Made sure she was not as celebrated as was her due. Yeah, of course, they kind of wrote her out of the history books, but of course they celebrated Amelia Earhart, and it's amazing because she was actually the first licensed woman pilot, ahead of Amelia Earhart, the first. And right here, William Powell, far right, was a successful owner of several automobile service stations in Chicago, moved to Los Angeles to learn to fly. By the early 1930s, Powell had organized the Bessie Coleman Aero Club to promote aviation awareness in the Black community. Both men and women were welcome to fly. Powell became a talented visionary and promoter of Black involvement in aviation. So this is exactly what her dream was, to establish a school for Black pilots, especially Black women. And so, years after she died, the school was established. And that is that biplane that she flew right there. Now, in this photo, she had actually recovered from a crash that she had that broke a couple of ribs and such. And by the time she was able to recover, she had grown bored and insist she wanted to fly again. Now you're flying around with what is it, a throttle or whatever they call it? You got this stick in between your legs, the width of a baseball bat, and that is what you're using to fly the plane. That could not have been easy. So there you are, present day American Airlines flight crew. Now, this flight crew is not the first women's flight crew, all Black women flight crew. This flight crew was brought together to commemorate Bessie Coleman's 100th anniversary of being a pilot. And so this flight crew consists of everything from the baggage handlers to the flight crew. But this flight crew right here, back in 2016, this is actually the first time that you had the entire plane from starboard to stern flown and managed, operated by Black women. So that included the flight attendants, pilot, co-pilot. There you go. All right. So, yes, that was my little bit of aviation history as it concerns, let me see, about a book, Baron, about her for my granddaughter. Oh, very nice. Oh, you know what? I forgot to mention something. You just reminded me. That photo on the left, that is actually the postage stamp. That is the Elizabeth Bessie Coleman postage stamp, which that came out a few years ago, I think. But yeah, that is the postage stamp. So okay. Gosh, look at what they called a helmet back in those days. It was just a leather cap with a fleece lining, and of course the goggles. But she was handling her business. Okay, I'm sorry, didn't mean to click that one. Bessie Coleman Middle School, Cedar Hills, Texas is close by where I live. Nice, nice. She's actually buried at the Lincoln Cemetery in Chicago, which is a historic cemetery. Lincoln and Burr Oaks is where most of the old school Chicago people were buried. I think Emmett Till is at Burr Oaks. So, yeah, it was on the far south side of Chicago, and that is where most of the famous Black people from back in the day were buried. Okay. And yes, so let me see. Any comments? Any comments? We have Robin Petgrave in Compton, California, who started training Black youths in a after school program. Oh, that is cool. That is cool, you guys. All right. Snippets of Black history in your podcast. Thank you for sharing. Oh, Andy, I'm so glad you enjoyed it. I mean, I'm just, I was like, I love the story of Bessie Coleman. So, I just picture her sitting there, like at during the jazz age, bored out of her mind, and she hears about. I mean, what prepares someone that young? I guess youth is on your side because when you know what they say, um, not young enough not to know and old enough to know better, something like that. I can't remember how that goes, but yeah, just full of youth and vigor, and just went out and did it. So there you go. Okay, you guys, thank you so much. All right, and then another thing that makes me smile. Why do Senator Maibu and Senator Bay look like they are on their way to a movie premiere or an album launch? Senator My Boo and Senator My Bay. I don't know. That's a good question. I think I removed her name from the comments because I didn't want anybody going after her. I'm not sure that she's a squatty, so that's why you don't see her name up there. But she posted this, and I thought it was delightful. So I thought I would share it with you. And of course, that is Senators Ossoff and Warnock. Yes, those are the two senators from Georgia. But yeah, they're just like my favorite bromance. I love the fact that these two people that are so different from each other have become brothers. That kind of reminds me of Harry and Prince Seso and Harry and Nacho. That these two people that are so different. Um, one is he a Baptist minister, and the other is a young Jewish professional. Both are professionals, of course, but yeah, the both of them just hit it off so well. So I love that story. And then right there, why do Senator Maibu and Senator Bay look like they are on the red carpet looking like whole entire snack? She had another one that I didn't quote that I didn't put up there. But I'll tell you what it is. It was a picture of them from the back, and anyway, this young lady seems to have quite a bit of affection for the two United States senators. But I decided to not include those. But yeah, and then lastly, there's this one. It was like some armed services thing. Um, and I think the photography was for Senator Warnock's office. Had a great time with my brother, Senator Ossoff, showing Senator Armed Services Committee Chairman, Senator Jack Reed. all of the amazing things happening at Robins Air Force Base, Georgia, to help keep our nation safe. I'll always be a fierce advocate for Georgia's service members in every corner of our state. So, love that photo right there. It's like Batman and Robin, Starsky and Hutch. Very, very cool. Um, yeah, love that. This is the way the world ought to be. You know what I mean? That's the way the world ought to be. So let me go here. Okay, so then there's this guy, TikTok star Khaby Lame has been granted Italian citizenship after living in the country since he was 1 years old. Do you hear me, United Kingdom? Do you hear me, Republicans in the United States? Do y'all hear me? He's been there since he was 1 years old, and they gave him citizenship. It was just the right thing to do. Uh, his birthplace was Senegal, but his home is Italy. So they. Oh, thank you, Reba Henderson. Georgia should be proud of these two senators who replaced two do-nothing Republicans. Amen. Thank you for that. So, if you guys have never heard of him, he doesn't talk in his videos. He was unemployed. He had worked in a factory. He was unemployed. And one day he just picked up his phone and started making videos. And with that same face that he has right there, that is a face that has launched a huge career on social media. He'll find videos where people make the most simplest things look complicated, like squeezing toothpaste on a toothbrush or getting their shirt stuck in the car door. So the original video, some kid got his shirt stuck and he took scissors and cut it. Well, he showed how you just open up anyway. It's very simplistic, a lot of fun, and he has that look on his face that just makes that people find it very endearing. So, uh, yeah, that is why he has been so popular. Anyway, if you take a look here, Boss launches Khaby Lame Casuals. Hugo Boss is continuing its casualization and youth-focused drive for Boss label and has unveiled the latest limited edition capsule collection, a collaboration with next generation creator Khaby Lame. And that's not all he's doing. He's got like so many things going on in his life. um, Multi-millionaire. He has an agent. He's making lots and lots of money. But there is a dark side to this story. There's a dark side to this story. It didn't involve the Daily Mail. Can you believe that? Laid off factory worker unseats Charlie D'Amelio as top TikTok star with 142.8 million fans. Now, what is so troubling about that story, do you ask? Well, when the New York Post, which I believe is owned by Rupert Murdoch, doesn't he own the New York Post? When they ran that story, they neglected to use his name. They just referred to him as laid off factory worker. That's it. That was his name, laid off factory worker. So, because they were roundly criticized, they decided that they needed to issue an apology. So, there's the update. We apologize for not using Khaby Lame's name in our original headline. What a crappy thing to do. This guy is so famous and so well known that he has 142.8 million, and that was back in when this story first came out. He's got 142.8 million subscribers following him on TikTok, and you don't even have the decency to use his name in a story that features his triumph over social media. Huh. Well, what could I say? How crappy was that? All right, you guys. So let's do our quick roundup. Of course, Prince Harry went to Mozambique this week and took Senator Coons along with a few other dignitaries and philanthropists from the U.S. And I didn't know this, but way back in the right corner, you see the guy with the light blue shirt and the gray hat? Well, there's a guy also wearing a gray hat. That is Prince Harry with his head tucked down on the right side, all the way in the back. Not the light blue shirt, but the other gray hat. I had no clue. Yeah, I didn't know that that was Harry way back there, but Harry's back there taking care of business. And of course, this has to do with the African parks. Senator Coons, of the Senate Appropriations Committee, and other delegation members, including Senator Robert Portman and Senate Foreign Relations Committee and Senator Gary Peters, et cetera, and some congressmen, they all went on this five-nation tour. And Harry, I think, is only there for one part of it, but there you have it. Senator Coons secured tens of millions of dollars of funding to help preserve those nature reserves over there. So that is why he's there. And of course, this is what was the best thing that has happened to me since Christmas. As a matter of fact, as you know, I have referred to this as Christmas in August, meaning that what do you call this? They finally called him out on something. And when I say they, I think it started with Bloomberg and it just continued to snowball from there. I don't think it's getting as nearly as much traction as it should. But if you would like to see my little rant that I went on about this, you'll have to go back and look at yesterday's. I guarantee you it's quite worth it. I actually went back and listened to it again. I was like, gosh, what was I on yesterday? I mean, did somebody roofie me or what? I was talking a mile a minute. But anyway, it was fun. I was in quite the mood yesterday and I had a good time. Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, hi, Sherry Ware. I'm glad you're here. Okay, let me check it out. Let me check out my mail, my inbox. Oh, I see it. Aha. Thank you very much. I got it. Appreciate it. Okay, and then of course, there is my collage. And you know what, guys? This is just a small portion of the receipts that I have kept. Also, yesterday we talked about the poop nami. Instead of a tsunami, they refer to it as a poop nami because this is raw sewage being pumped out into the oceans. This nasty sludge that was once part of the human anatomy is being pumped out into the oceans around Britain. So the oceans and the rivers are running brown with poop because of some terrible mismanagement of the water system. And anyway, this poop nami is the reason why some of the beaches are closed because there is a poop nami taking place. I got that from what's his name? James O'Brien. Is it James O'Brien? Yeah, James O'Brien. I got her from James O'Brien, Poop Nami. And then of course there's this let me see here. Oh yeah, William's conscious decision not to fool with Harry anymore. But someone there on the left commented, irrespective of who pays the bill, it does not look good for the Cambridges 2 years after Brexit. And the Tories did a number on the UK citizens. Raw sewage is being constantly thrown into the rivers and seas, and aerial images around UK shows brown from the fecal matter. Ugh. Okay, I'm done with that one. Next. And of course, we did a little math yesterday. You know, guys, this is my first time doing a roundup. I have never done a roundup before, so this is like my first time doing a roundup of the week events. I'll let you know how I like it. 12.1 million pounds was raised, but only 5 million was awarded. And then one of the squatties told me yesterday, oh, what is that? 52 beaches have sewage released on them from water companies. Oh my goodness. So you mean to tell me the water companies are private? I don't know any place in the country where they have private water companies here, but yeah, that seems like that should be a public works. That seems well, sometimes municipalities can and will hire private management companies to do certain things, like house black people that have been falsely accused and jailed at a higher rate than anybody else in the country. Now that's something that has been privatized. But the water treatment, oh, that's not a good idea. Oh well. So yeah, people are using a comparison to Prince Charles with his bags of money, but I don't know. Kofi Annan, they celebrated the 4 years since his well, acknowledged, observed 4 years since his passing. Warner Brothers Discovery divested from that horrible network GBN. And don't forget, there are some people transitioning there, which just goes to show that they're not as stuffy as you might think. Anytime Eamon Holmes can transition to Sharon Osbourne and it's okay, lets you know that they're a little more liberal than I suspected they were. And Sharon Osbourne has decided to become Pippi Longstocking. So they are not so stuffy. And of course, this is the answer to the tough times that people are having financially in the UK. Back in 2016, they said the price of food would come down. Don't worry about it. And then this week, they said, you know what? That thing about eating moldy fruit and bread and stuff, go ahead and do that. It's not going to hurt you. Oh yeah, and yesterday what is that? Echeverria, Sandra Echeverria, famous Mexican actress, talks about her friendship she formed with Meghan Markle and how she helped her during auditions. She, Meghan, was super protective. She saw that I wasn't American and she helped me with my accent. I had some managers in the United States who sent me to ABC audition, where about 5,000 auditioned, and between them, we stayed 18. Okay, and out of the 18, and amongst the 18, my friend Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, stayed. We became very close friends, I think it is. She became a great friend to me because she was super protective. She saw that I wasn't American, and she suddenly helped me with my accent. She knew I wasn't from there and gave me tips. She sent me to her doctor. It was really like a great support, um, like a great guide. Recall the also singer in, oh, let me see that program Confessions with Aurora Vale. Confessions. That must be a television show or something. I don't know. But anyway, that happened yesterday. So, okay. One of my favorite photos of the Duchess of Sussex ever. Bullies often get away with it until people compare notes and look really close at us at the situation. Here's a look at 24 hours of attacks on Meghan Markle by the UK main right. Listen to me, that was a Freudian slip. Right wing newspaper website, um, Times, uh, period. Okay, so this was the 4th of March, and in 24 hours, these are the headlines that came out within a 24-hour period. Now, remember, 2021, if it was March 2021, we were anticipating the Oprah Winfrey interview. And so we weren't the only ones anticipating. There was flood, a flood of tabloid stories that filled the airwaves with all of these articles, all of these stories about the Duchess of Sussex. So there's 50 from the Daily Express. That's not a surprise. There are 28 from the Sun. Not to be outdone, the Daily Mail had some 31. And then the Daily Telegraph had 19 stories featuring the Duchess of Sussex. This is absolutely disgusting. You know what, you guys, if you are doubting that this happened, you can do what I suggested yesterday or day before yesterday. All you got to do is Google the actual headlines, ongoing saga. What's next for Harry and Meghan after the Oprah? And all you got to do is Google that, and the original article should come up, unless the tabloids have removed them. But 19 stories in one day? That's insane. Looking at this, it's no surprise that the couple chose to escape this bigoted, blighted country to raise their children. If they could, they'd probably be on the phone to Elon Musk to get a place on the first trip to Mars. Has anyone ever been more systematically vilified? And then you've got the talk radio running a massive poll with the, let me see, I can't see that. Highly loaded, okay, with a highly loaded, literally illegal question, you can't strip citizenship from someone who has no other citizenship. I don't know how accurate that is, so that's kind of weird to me. But anyway, there's the poll. Should the UK strip Harry and Meghan of their citizenship? I do think that that would be illegal in their case but the part about who has no other citizenship, I don't know about that one. But for Prince Harry, I mean, we don't know that Prince Harry has dual citizenship. So for him, not only would that be illegal, that would be outrageous. And as for the Duchess of Sussex, seeing that her children and her husband have citizenship in the UK, again, that seems not only to be illegal but outrageous. So there you go. Not and of course malicious. I mean, unless they committed some huge crime or something like that, what would be the rationale for that? I don't think there is one. Okay, let me see. Thanks for repeating this info on organized hate campaign against Meghan. Worth repeating. Preach. You're right about that. You're so right about that. Okay, you guys, I think I'm just about done. I don't think I'm going to go through the whole week, but I'm just about done. I am going to call it a day. You guys, feel free to gather your last comments. And per Sherry Ware, thank you for your generous donations. Rose Diathot, thank you so much for the super sticker. Jocelyn Young, thank you for the super chat. Miranda Rios, 8 months. You've been on for 8 months. You've been a subscriber. Thank you very much. All right, so thank you so much, you guys. Please enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and I will see you all tomorrow. I'm thinking maybe I'll do a recorded video tomorrow. I kind of miss doing that. I watched Claire Kane's video, and I'm just like, I kind of miss doing my recorded video. So let's see. I may do one tomorrow, but if I do, I will post it at the exact same time that I started today. So we'll see how it goes. And Also, I was thinking about doing like a best of video where I'm going to take part of a video that I've done already that I thought was particularly entertaining. One of the live chats. I'm thinking about doing one of those again. So, um, okay. God, is it so humid in here? I can't take it. I just feel like I feel sticky. It rains, so I feel sticky. God, I can't take it. It's so humid. I don't like that. I'm okay if I'm outside, but I don't like to sit around the house sticky. All right, so thanks to our faves and of course Princess Diana. In the photos I shared earlier were what was that? She was wearing, was it this one? No, I don't think it was this one. It was something different from that. Same silhouette though, but a different suit. And of course, our other fave, Doria. So Doria and Diana, our favorite royal moms, thank you ever so much. And the last word of the day. Okay, Church Nelly got it. Have a great weekend, all smooches. Well, thank you, Church Nelly.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Okay, the AC just kicked in. Oh yeah, you know, in Faith, it had powered down, but even though the thermostat says that is the right temperature, I needed to go even lower to pull that moisture out of the air. So that's what's happening right now. I didn't even have to get out the chair. Thank you so much. Baron, thanks for keeping us updated, informed on our faves. Plus, your hard work you put in on these podcasts. I still need my fix when it comes to shade. Oh, well, you're welcome. I'm glad to do it. You know, the shade actually helps me and my nerves when it comes to, that family over there in Narnia, the institution. Although I have to say there are some very, very nice people that I have encountered in the United Kingdom. It was shocking to me the way some members of the public, and of course, even worse, the institution turned against Harry. That shocked me. And then, of course, because they have it in for the Duchess of Sussex. I mean, I can't believe the way they have treated Harry. Harry is a blood family member. You know what I'm saying? I mean, of course, any family may pile up on the outsider. It's not okay, but it's not surprising. But the extent in which they have demonized the Duchess of Sussex, and even worse, to me, the idea that a blood relative that you held since he was a baby, perhaps, that you would allow people to pick him apart like that, to try to destroy him and his family. I don't have words for it. I don't have words for it. I don't know. There's got to be a place in hell for people that would do things like that, especially with all the sacrifice that he's given that family, and none of it meant anything. When it come down to it, he's not next in line, so it doesn't matter, and that is absolutely disgusting. Um, I really, really admire what Harry has done with his life and what he's done with his family and such. Given his circumstances, given where he was born, is just not what you expect. But there he is. So, man, um, disgusting people, disgusting. Oh, by the way, you guys, I have some salmon thawing in the fridge right now. I have decided to make a butter dill sauce. I looked at a video on YouTube yesterday, and it includes heavy whipping cream, butter. Let me see. let me see, butter, heavy whipping cream. White wine. I got to reduce some white wine with it, and then I add the dill, and while that reduces, then I prepare this to grill the salmon, and while the salmon is grilling, I um, I finish off the sauce. Oh yeah, and I have to saute some peppers. I mean, not peppers, but onions. So sauteed onions with the heavy whipping cream, garlic, butter, fresh dill, and yeah, that's what I'm going to use. So I'll let you know how it turns out. But it's you just drizzle that on the salmon, and it should be absolutely perfection. Ah, yes, that is what I'm going to have for dinner today. So I think what I'm going to do now is go and season my salmon and just let it rest until mealtime. So I'm looking forward to it. And I like the tail pieces of the salmon. Just rice, just some white rice, or jasmine rice rather. Oh, let me see. Put some asparagus with that. Ooh, I love to saute asparagus. I love sauteed asparagus. I just that is so good. But yeah, that lemon dill, heavy whipping cream, and I think I got to put like a. Anyway, I'm gonna watch the recipe again on the YouTube, and it should come out great. I would love to record it, but gosh, it's just a little bit too much trouble. I'd have to set up and all that kind of stuff, but maybe one day I will. But gosh, that might be a lot of work. We'll see how it goes. But not this time. A rice with asparagus. Ooh, Berta, put some wild rice and asparagus with that. Mm. Oh, well, I mean, it's just a lemon dill sauce. That's all. It's nothing special. You just want to drizzle that on the salmon and, you know, and then I don't know, maybe a little salt and pepper and then drizzle it on the salmon. But we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm just gonna brown the salmon in the pan and then I just add about I don't know, half a cup of water to just let the steam cook it through. You know, you turn it and steam it. Oh, it should be delicious. We'll see how it goes, but I can't wait. Ah, yes, jasmine rice. I used to make the basmati rice all the time, but now I'm kind of into the jasmine rice. But the basmati rice, I used to have this recipe where I would make curry, um, ground turkey. I would make it with curry, and then I would mix in some black beans with it. So ground turkey with black beans and the curry, and you serve that with the basmati rice. Oh, talk about some good eating. Oh man, that was good. So anyway, you guys, now that I have made you so hungry that you're about to flip out of the chair, I'm gonna go and season my salmon so that I'll have it ready. Ooh, what time should I eat? Yes, you can use that sauce on just about anything. Unfortunately, I don't have any asparagus, but it would be worth going out to the shop to get some. Let me think about that. I mean, it's raining today, but salmon and mac and cheese, yummy. Is that right, Betty? Let me see. Let me see. Nothing special, Baron, huh? Tell me. Tell tongue. Tell it to your tongue. Oh man. Well, I saw that recipe. A matter of fact, do you guys want the link for it? Let me see if I can find the link. Uh my goodness. It seemed like such an easy recipe. And I went shopping yesterday so that I could get all the ingredients. That's what I did. Because I don't know, I just had a feeling it was going to be absolutely good. Because I kept thinking, I love the butter and um, olive oil, but I wanted something creamier. So I looked for a recipe and I did find something. Wow, 8,307,618 views on Royal Sussex. Shut the front door. Wow, they are adding up, aren't they? You know what? I can't. Where do I find the videos that I saved? Where do I find that? I put it on my playlist, but I think my playlist is private. Let me see. I ain't want nobody in my business, so I made it private. Date added. Okay. Um. Okay, those are my videos. That's home. I don't know how to find the playlist. Anyway, I'll put it on the community tab when I find it. But ooh, did it look good. So I'll let you know how it goes. But I'm pretty sure it is going to be particularly tasty. Particularly tasty. I'm sure of it. Okay, you guys, thank you so much. Let's gingervenge and Madam Duchess ourselves out of here. It has been my pleasure, of course. Let me see, Mr. Barron. I don't know if you have ever had fried cabbage with smoked sausage, but you should try that. Is fantastic. I have. I used to love, but let me see, with the like the Eckrich, Eckrich, like the Posa kielbasa. Yes, I love that, and I have had those two combined. But my other favorite is to have the sausage, just grill it with some peppers and onions, like bell peppers and onions, and serve that over some rice or with some smothered potatoes. Ooh, gosh, is that good? Mm, mm, mm. Mm-mm. You know, I have recorded some of the dishes that I've made, and maybe what I'll do is I'll just make a short video of all the stuff that I've cooked, and put the captions with it, so you can see what it looks like while it's sizzling on the skillet. And then, if that doesn't make you just like pass out from hunger, I don't know. I don't know what will. Um, But I love fish. And I love the tail part of the fish. That's the best part. That is where it is the lightest and flakiest. Let me see. Oh, Reba says, my husband was a chef, so I have several cookbooks, and one is of sauces. I love deal with my fish. Mm. I love dill. Now, I used to go to this Mediterranean restaurant and they used to make dill rice. And they would literally pluck those little leaves. You just kind of slide them against the grain. And, so that way you don't have the stem because the stem is a little tougher. And you just slide that against the grain and just kind of pull it and they just break off. And anyway, yeah, I love fresh dill. I love the smell of fresh dill. Mm, mm, mm. And I told you guys my aunt was coming over and she brought me some goodies from QVC. So I have a few things to try in my freezer that she brought from QVC. It's going to be a good week. Okay, you guys, I think we are good. Thank you so much. And as per usual, love you guys. Glad you are here. And as I have said so many times, thank you all for trusting me to do this work. That really means a lot to me because as squatties, I know that there has been times when, we question the devotion of some of the people in the past that have come into the groups and such. And over a year ago, I was that new person on the scene, and some of you all have been here ever since, and that is like, I guess that means everything to me. So, thank you for the constant support, and to all the other content creators that have motivated me, I want to say thank you. Um, because it's like, if it wasn't for the other channels, then maybe I wouldn't have worked so hard to bring forth the whatever quality that is there. It just makes you want to work harder because you don't want to let the squad down. You know what I mean? So I think that makes all of us stronger because we want to make sure that we're different voices. You know, speaking about the Sussexes in our own way, but at the same time, here and there, we all are speaking in one voice, and that is also important. So that we are different, and yet, and the same time, we are speaking somewhat in the same voice. That is so important. So I'm glad for that. So yeah, I have a lot to be grateful for, and you guys, is because during the pandemic, like so many other people, I was like looking for a sense of purpose, so many people dying and stuff like that. And then the Sussex squad was there. And I think the squad has helped a lot of us get through those tough times. I would even dare say most of us get through those tough times. Not that we wouldn't have survived, but it was made easier because of the community. So that is something that I'm grateful for, and I'm sure a lot of you all are too. Okay, so for dessert, what is that for dessert? For dessert, my carrot cake with cream cheese, icing, and rum in the icing. Ooh, that sounds good. I love a cream cheese icing. Let me see. Okay. I don't know. I think I need to go in there and start working on my salmon right now. I'm making myself hungry. Oh, let me see. Iris Demonia says, "Hello, everyone listening as I driving to the movies. Go to see the. Are you going to see the Beast? What Beast? Go to see the Beast. I don't know what movie that is. Anyway, I hope you enjoy it. Okay. I'm a little worried though. What happened to Anne this week? Did she I know she said the heat was bothering her, but is she scheduled for today? I didn't see. Let me see. I don't think she's scheduled for today. That's interesting.
Do you think Mrs. Pop?
Oh Lord, let me see here. I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, I don't think she's scheduled for today. What else? Let me look at the community. Okay. There's nothing new on the community tab. So anyway, I hope she's okay. Boy, wouldn't it be a surprise tomorrow if we woke up and Tina and Michelle was on? That would be so cool. Wouldn't that be cool? Oh man. And today I woke up and there was no Celebichi on. You know I love Celebichi on Saturdays. Let me see. You said dill. I copied your lemon pepper. Ooh, yes, 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 yes. I Mary H. I'm going to put that video on the community tab as soon as I find it. I will put it there because it was so good. Let me take one more look and see if I can find that video. I know it's got to be in my history somewhere. I know it's got to be there, but it was so good. I mean, well, it looked good. I haven't made it yet, but I watched the video and I mean, what is there anything finer in this world than a nice creamy lemon dill sauce made with heavy whipping cream reduced with some white wine? I think the white wine is optional, but I just happen to have some. Oh, there it is. I found it. I found it. Salmon with garlic butter sauce. Okay. I am going to pin that to the conversation right now. Kim Fields, thank you. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Enjoy your salmon, my fave. Oh, thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. And there is the recipe right there. I am going to peg that to the top of the chat so you guys can see the recipe for yourself. Oh man, thank you, Kim. I'm just sitting up here making small talk. I definitely wasn't expecting anything like that, but I really do appreciate it. Okay, so top of the chat. There we go. And I'm going to peg it. There it is. It is pegged. So when you click on that link, you are going to see Cooking with Sam. And Sam is making that delicious, delicious garlic butter sauce. Oh, man. Try not to faint. I swear. You guys try not to faint looking at this guy make this garlic butter sauce. Lemon, you know what I mean. Lemon butter garlic sauce. But I love lemon pepper. I love anything made with lemon. Lemons and limes. Let me see. I looked but couldn't find anything of Duchess of Success. I hope she is. Yeah, me too, because I know she said the heat was kind of bothering her. And oh my God, have you guys seen all these floods everywhere? Floods in Korea. The Yangtze River in China is almost dried up. Lake Mead, floods and hail in France, and what is going on? I'm just like, this world is it's like the weather is so erratic. I'm just like, what is going on in this world? That flood in Korea, they'd never had anything like that. And don't forget, oh, Germany got hit with the. I tell you, one of my favorite places is Germany. I love those little idyllic little towns that you see when you're going through the train. And to think that some of those towns that haven't changed much since medieval times washed out with that flood. What was it, last year? And then now heat and fire. I'm just like, oh my God, I can't take it anymore. I can't take it. I almost hate to turn on the news. It's called global warming. Yes, it's that big hoax, right? Yeah. I mean, the Yangtze River, it floods every year. They've had to release water from upstream because there was so little of it. And a drought in the United Kingdom? As I live and breathe. How are they having a drought in England? Where does that happen? How does that happen? Oh man, this is just yes, it's starting to get biblical, right? If I see locusts, I'm running back in the house. If I see any anomaly, anything that does not seem like it should exist in nature, anything that should not exist in nature, or someone who has some kind of weird tick, you know what I mean? Some kind of weird tick, or perhaps somebody who well, we've already seen the results of deforestation. 1,000 hectares, we've already seen the results of deforestation. So, if I see any locusts, oh man, if I see any demons and locusts and deforestation on a scale that is not normal for a 40-year-old, then I'm gonna get worried. Oh man, never done it, but pray I can. Oh yeah, Mary H. Prayer does work. It does work. I promise it does. Okay, well, I couldn't get out of here without that last bit of shade, could I? Oh well, you guys, thank you so much. And when I'm lingering like this, y'all know it's because I enjoy you all's company more than you could ever possibly enjoy mine. So I'm very grateful. So okay, you guys, it's almost 2 hours, so I guess we should go. And yeah, I hope the squad's okay because gosh, this weather is unnerving. Oh yes, of course I do. Because I mean, you know cooking is for me, it's just like editing. When I see it, I'm always wondering, can I do that? I think I can make that. Oh, let me get that monster off the screen. But yeah, when it comes to cooking, I always have that voice in my head say, I bet I can make that. And then the best part about it is then you get to eat it. Oh man. Let me see what we all have to do is repent and turn from the wicked ways, and he will heal the land. Amen to that. Amen. Yeah, I think if everybody was just so much more kinder to everyone, the world would be so much better off. It really would. Some of the wickedness that's in this world is just doesn't seem like it's normal. Like January 6th, that was crazy. Okay, guys. I'm gonna go. Thank you so much. Love you guys, and I will see you all Sunday. Maybe pre-recorded. Haven't decided yet, but we'll see. Okay, thank you again, everyone. Love you. Oh, Ginger Avenger. Yeah, I got a Ginger Avenger. Got to have Ginger Venge. Gotta have Ginger Venge. Where's my manners? What was I thinking? I mean, we've already seen that adorable virgin video. Even if we're not inclined to believe all parts of it. But so we have to do that. Thank you guys. Oh, last word of the day. Last word of the day. Oh, we did that already, Church Nelly, right? Okay. All right. Then in that case, let's do it. Birds do it. Bees do it. Even educated fleas do it. Let's do it. Let's fall in love. In Spain, the best upper sets do it. Lithuanians and Leps do it. I love that song from Elvis Zero. Okay, here we go.